Welcome to the video walk on your Forest River Cardinal. First things first, your ladder to going up on the roof to performing regular maintenance. And I recommend going up there and checking 3 or 4 times a year, looking at your sealant, looking at your roof material itself. The only way to keep your warranty on your roof is proof of regular maintenance. So if you see any issues, take pictures. If you buy any supplies to fix it yourself, keep your receipts. You are pre-wired for a backup camera. You don't have one, but you are pre-wired. If you would choose to have us install one, we can definitely do that for you. Little receiver for bike racks or little tray to hold extra coolers and stuff. It has a weight capacity of 150 pounds. Good. Moving along this way. Short cord. Your short cord's 50 amp, about 25-30 feet long. It twist on, and then there's this you can add to, screw it on, keep people from tripping over it and unplugging it. Your slide seals, every once in a while, I would say 3 or 4 times a year, inspect your seals, make sure they're not dry or cracked or anything like that. And then once a year I recommend getting a slide maintenance done to it. And then what all that is a seal conditioner on here. And then we spray the rails, keep them lubed up. Moving along the side. Sewer connection. Your drains for it, your valves for it are right there. So exhaust for furnace, the only thing you guys will have to do is just make sure it stays clean in here and here. If you see anything kind of like a bee's nest or anything, kind of pick it out. Don't push it in any further by blowing air in it. They do make screens for these. They don't recommend you run them with the screens on. But as far as like storage or transportation, that's going to keep anything from building nests up in there or getting in there. Access to your water heater. Open it up like that. Pull that out. So the only thing you folks will have to do when it comes time is put your drain plug in. Just screws in through here. Get it tight, get it as close as you can by hand, and then tighten it with a wrench. It's a 1/16" is the socket size. I use that, then a little extension with a ratchet to get it in. And then you'll be good to run it. If you want to use it on electric, that switch right there, it's got to be on. For electric, gas, that doesn't need to be on for gas. Regular maintenance involves cleaning it in here, clean up in the burn area. Just keep everything clean in here. And I also recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want water sitting in there. Sitting water becomes stagnant and it gets real smelly. But before you pull your anode rod out to drain it, open up your pressure relief. Water will come out. Everything's fine to get wet. Once it stops coming out, make sure you snap it closed. Then you can take this off. If not, you're going to get a hot bath, and this is going to risk shooting up at you. You might even lose it. This is your anode rod. They say when you have about 75% of this missing, all this material on the outside, you can see the rod in the middle, then it's time to replace it and get a new one. That's it for your water heater. Back to the waste valve. So you have 2 gray tanks. So it'll be gray and black for the bathroom, and then gray for the galley, which will be like the kitchen sink. Just pull them straight out to drain them. It'll come out there. Just make sure these are closed. I always like to push them in a little bit, making sure they're closed before I take that cap off, because you might have a nasty mess. You got all your valves. It may look confusing, but it's nice and labeled. So it's labeled. That's how you have this valve set up for that scenario and that scenario and that one. So right now it's all set up for city water. Oh, winterized. No, sanitized. Siphon the tank via pump. So that'll fill the tank. That'll pull from the tank. If you want city water, set it like that. That's going to be through here. You have your hose hooked up there to operate off of city water pressure. If you're going to dry camping and you want to pull from the tank, you have it set up like here. So this would be down, those two would be up. Sanitize, that's just gonna siphon to the tank via the pump. That'll just circulate it in there. You won't use that very often. In fact, we'll just set it up to city for you folks. And then that is winterized, so when you're ready to winterize it, you have all the valves in that direction. Stick your line to here, and it'll suck from there. That one right there, black tank flush. Hook your hose up to there, turn it on. There's a nozzle in your black tank. As you turn the hose on, it'll spray out the black tank, kind of keep it from smelling. Little outdoor shower, hot and cold. Little spot to hang it up right there. Plenty of pass-through storage. With some lights up there on either side. One of your tanks, the other one's on the other side, and that's your automatic regulator. So it's going to pull from this tank. Once it senses this one's empty, it'll switch to pulling from the other tank on the other side. However, this won't move. Wherever this way is pointing is going to pull from that tank first, so it's going to pull from this one. Set this back up. You have a cable inlet right there. So if you want to run cable from the, oh sorry, not cable, my bad, solar. So if you have the solar kit, you buy the kit that belongs with this. Hook it up to there. It'll trickle charge your batteries, keep your batteries from dying on you. And then above that, leveling system. Nice, easy to read instructions. And then you get into there from here, and you'll get a set of keys. Open that up. Your leveling system. Turn it on. Ready jacks down. You just hit auto level, like it says there. It'll do it all up for you. When you're done, and you want to get the jacks up, go to auto retract. Let's see if I can't find it. Auto retract will do all of the jacks, so be careful doing that. I would recommend doing that after your truck's unhooked, because it will raise these jacks up too, and then the whole thing will nosedive. So if you go to manual mode, enter to begin, hit retract, and then hit rear after they're all down, it's going to retract the rear jacks. You can go back to where you were at. Ready jacks down, battery. You hit auto level. Once you're good, it'll level everything out. You just got to make sure your battery's connected, and there's a battery disconnect, and I'll show you that when we get to it. It's right on the other side. You can actually see it right there. Jack, super simple to use. The instructions are very clear and easy to understand. A little bit more storage up here. Got your hydraulic pump and all that for your hydraulic slides and your jacks and everything. You got your inverter down here. So your inverter is going to convert your battery's power into 120 to allow your fridge to work without being plugged in. I got 2 group 27 batteries. These are just the vents for them, and they vent out to there. You do have 2 hold opens. We only got 1 open here to hold this door open for you. If you're doing any maintenance over there, cleaning anything, or getting stuff in and out of storage. There's the side of the propane. Do have TV mount out here. If you want to get the matching mount, you can have it in the TV out here. Just make sure you take it off before you travel anywhere. Cable outlet, so you can hook your TV up out here, as well as power for the TV. It is GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit. So if one trips, they'll all trip. Then I'll show you where to reset it on the inside. There's that battery disconnect. Turn it like that. It's disconnected. Go in. It's on like that. Another GFCI outlet. And another one over here too. You have under there spare tire, and there'll be a spot for a jack for it with a crank, and you just Crank it down if you ever need to get to your spare tire. And that is it for the exterior of the unit. We'll head on into the inside. Coming up in through here. We'll start in the bedroom and work our way up. So you do have lights in here, right up here. That's the light switch for the bedroom. Right above that, controls for your AC in here. So it's like a touch screen. You just tap it. There goes for AC, heat. So that'll be the furnace too. So your furnace goes all the way to 90. You know, you get the point. Go back, your AC goes all the way to 60. When you first turn it on, you'll be options for modes. So it'll be auto, hot, low, and high. Kind of hard to read through the camera. I'm sorry. Auto is going to regulate whatever temperature you have it set at. Once it reaches that temperature, it'll automatically shut off. And then it'll kick on and off to help regulate that temperature. Outlet down there, USB ports there. Same on the other side. Spot for another TV, as well as coax cable input. That's going to be your booster, so if you're going to use any of these TVs on antenna, make sure that's on. Little jumpers for satellite, if you have a satellite installed. There's an outlet for your TV, and this mount is the mount you would use for the outside TV, because it unhooks from here, you can see, and then it will hook up outside. Plenty of storage in here. You do have 2 specialty outlets for a washer and dryer combo, if you choose to put one in here. And then you would run them through there. There's the stuff for it right there. Make sure you latch these barn doors right down there when you travel. Same with the other one. The other outlet over there. It's gonna keep these from swinging around and opening and closing when you're traveling. And then you do have a little bit of storage under the bed, blankets and extra pillows and whatnot. Your door for your bedroom does strap open as well as lock closed. Sliding door, just like your closet doors. We'll head on into the bathroom. Very spacious, dual sinks. You get 2 lights for the main, and then main lights, and then vanity. You can open and close your fan here. So just hit hold open. You can open that bad boy, and you have the fan right there, nice and clearly labeled. So you have GFI there, GFI there, GFI there. If any of them were to trip, this is the outlet you reset them at. Big spacious shower area, nice cutout, sunlight for the taller people. It can also have a little more headroom. Shower, very basic, left for hot, right for cold. Make sure you do lock it open when traveling. You don't want these sliding, crashing into things, they'll break. Toilet, very simple. As long as you're putting this pedal down, it's going to keep flushing. The nice thing about this toilet is it's porcelain, so it'll feel like just like your toilet at home. Light switch for hall light. This will have all your controls for everything. So you have one control for your slide. It'll operate all your slides at once. It'll do one at a time, and then they'll all come in because they're all hydraulic, they're all on the same control. Awning, you can extend and retract your awning like that. It is adjustable. You can see that knob. It'll be a little hard to show you one-handed, so we'll just open the awning partially and I'll explain it. So once it's out, you can pull the arm in. It'll push the gray in there, and then you can tighten that knob there to pitch one end down, so if it's raining you can have water pitch off to one end. However, if it's storming, anything 10, 15 mile an hour winds, roll your awning back up. You don't want the wind to rip it away. If you roll it in wet, as soon as it gets dry, roll it back in. Controls for your water heater, turning it on there is going to turn on gas. You have tank heater, so that's going to heat this pads in your tanks to keep whatever's in there from freezing up. You have lights on the outside, roadside, awning light, curbside light, and then entry light. You're pre-equipped. You don't have it, but it's all set up to get one installed. For a wine guard Wi-Fi extender, you have to have us install the extender on the roof, and then this will be your control for it. Control for your ceiling fan. Kick it up, turns the ceiling fan on. And then on or off for your inverter. So your battery, no, because it's your inverter is not being used because your fridge is operating off of being plugged in right now. So if you're going down the road, you have your batteries connected. You can turn your inverter on, and then your fridge, you'll be able to keep items in your fridge cool running off your battery. I only recommend doing that when you're traveling, because there's a charge line in your truck that'll kind of charge the batteries as you're traveling. You will probably only get a day or two running your fridge off those two batteries before that drains the batteries. Breaker box down here. All your breakers for your 120 volt appliances right in there. And then your fuse box for your 12 volt stuff right in there. Definitely recommend. Give you a good glimpse. Different sizes. So you got some 20s, 15s, 10s, a 7.5. Definitely recommend buying like an assorted box of them just in case. Rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. In here. Closet, extra shoes, boots, raincoats, and all that in there. Controls for lights. This one up top, LEDs up there. This one right here controls the back row of lights. This one controls your island lights. And this one will control your front row of lights right here. Another GFCI outlet. This is the one. There you go. So same as the one in the bedroom. It'll just turn on this zone for the AC. Works just the same. Vent, just like in the bathroom. Change the speed, hit up. It's gonna automatically go up. As soon as it goes up, it'll turn the fan on. And you can change and adjust the speed. And then when you hit down, it'll go down, and as soon as it goes down, it'll shut the fan off. So it's like that. Another GFCI fridge, super simple to use. This is more like a residential fridge. You do have these straps here, little rubber bungees. You want to unhook them when traveling so these don't open. Just like your fridge at home. You can adjust your temperature here. Fridge temperature there. It's like a touch screen. So down, up. You just cycle, go down, and it'll go back through a loop. Freezer. Another bungee. Just a slide out freezer. Let's see if I can't do this one-handed again. Yep. So you got drawers in there. And like I said, make sure these get bungeed before you travel. You don't want these doors swinging open and any food you have in there to come pouring out. Microwave. It'll be like you want at home. This one is also a convection, I believe. Let's see. Nope, I was wrong. But you do have a rack in there too. Nice and big too. This will only work when you're plugged in. Cooktop, super simple. Glass folds up. That'll act as your backsplash. You have light switch, turns these lights on in there, and then also turns on the oven light. Then you just turn that on to the flame, twist it, and it lights. So this is just a a sparker. Similar deal with your oven. However, your oven, you have to light a pilot. So you turn it to pilot, push and hold, and as you're pushing and hold that, you turn that. You can look in there and see it back there. That's your pilot. Once the pilot is lit, you can turn that to whatever temperature you want. It'll light the burner, and then you'll be able to cook as normally. If you plan on using it again in a few hours, I recommend, instead of turning it all the way off, turn it to the flame. It shuts the burners off, leaves the pilot on. That way you don't have to relight the pilot. However, before you go to bed, turn it off. You don't want a lit pilot overnight. Plenty of storage in drawers. Storage under the sink. More storage here. Fireplace. It's one of the appliances that only work when you plugged in. You have your remote here. Kick it on. Change the color of your flame with that one. Change the intensity of the heat, so high or low. Change the temperature there with these arrow keys. And then you have a timer right here, and then on or off. Remote for your radio right here. Turn it on and off from there. The radio has zones. Zone A is inside. Zone B is outside. So if you hit it, it turns it off. It'll just be outside. You can have Zone B. You can have outside off and only inside on. So if it's late at night, you want to listen to music, you can have it on just the inside. Set AM, FM, disc, Bluetooth, USB, auxiliary. Presets, push and hold to save preset. You can go through the settings, change the brightness. You have your auxiliary input there. You can put a DVD in there. I believe this is a HD DVD player, not Blu-ray, but HD. So you'd have your TV on one of the HDMI channels. You'd be able to watch TV. TV right there. Remote for your TV, very simple to use. We did run a channel scan, so it is scanned for our local channels. However, if you're going somewhere quite a distance away from here, you'd want to rerun a channel scan. So I will put your remote in this drawer right here, along with all your manuals and all that there, so you can't lose them. Power button there. TV has some storage behind it. Just carefully grab the TV here, lift up. Whole thing's gonna come up. And you got like hidden storage back there and all that extra. So if you have cable hooked up or a portable satellite, you can hook it up through there too. This TV is already hooked up to everything like that. So it looks like this one is not HDMI, just the AV, so composite. So you'd have it on the AV channel, just like that. So it is not HD blue DVD player. That is my bad. Outlet, 2 USB ports there. Outlet, again, 2 USB ports. This turns into a bed. You just remove all these back cushions. It's very difficult to do one-handed. And then you would lift this front up and out, and those legs that extend. And then you fold the back down. Recliners, you got your pull to recline, then you lean back, and then you also have massage function. Then a light. Light right there. And then this locks it. If you hit this button right here, nothing can be touched to keep you from accidentally touching anything. Chairs. So you do have storage under all the chairs, as well as straps. You can choose to strap them down and get strapped to the floor. Some people push them in, strap them around the table. Some people don't even strap them at all. Since the side will be closed, there isn't much in the way of where they can go, so they're not gonna really go anywhere. But strapping them down is an extra little bit of security. You do have fold-out table here. Fold it out, lift it up. So when you're ready, you would this is difficult to do open, but I'll make sure it gets closed when you're ready. You would pull it out again, and then push it down, and then it'd slide underneath there. It's difficult to do one-handed. Right there, carbon monoxide and propane gas alarm. So if there's ever a carbon monoxide leak or LP leak, this will beep for you. It's hardwired to the 12-volt system, so there's no batteries you have to worry about changing. GFCI outlets, 2 more again if they trip in the bathroom. Light switch here, just LEDs underneath your island. A little accent lighting, looks nice. Fire extinguisher. This is more like your residential at-home fire extinguisher, but still an RV marine grade fire extinguisher. That expires in 10 years, as well as the propane alarm, and your smoke detector. Your smoke detector just uses your standard 9-volt battery, so when it starts chirping, just throw a new 9-volt battery in it. But they all expire in 10 years, whether you used them or not. So after 10 years, it's a good idea to replace them. Mm-hmm. One last little glimpse. And that concludes your tour of your Cardinal.